Hey everybody, just wanna maybe I should turn this down some. My daughter's sleeping right now, so we play that handpan music, which is at a high frequency for a few things, healing, meditation, all types of stuff. It's good for that. Really helps there. I feel like everybody sleep. And the best person I've seen, I won't even say best, but with the highest following and the biggest impact would be Martin. Type that in, Martin, Marten, handpan music. He'll pop up. There's no way around it. That might help people. So I just want to put that out there. Anyway, welcome to Safe Space, Safe Place. This is probably be the first episode. And with that first episode, I just want to apologize to everybody. Because this is something I was supposed to do probably like 5 years ago. But I've been under the impression or delusion, if you will. You gotta have this, you gotta have that to start. You gotta, it's the perfect opportunity, the perfect timing to start things like this. So the fact that this has been so delayed, it requires an apology from me, because I know that this platform or safe space will and has the potential to help a lot of people, or give a lot of people a community to express themselves safely. I mean, it's in the name. So I have to apologize for that, because that fear of others judging me from the standpoint that I'm in, that's the real reason we believe we need to wait for the perfect opportunity. We're afraid of, what if it doesn't go well because of this or that? Or we're afraid that people will see us in our current state. That's one of the biggest delusions of social media. People want to present themselves ahead of their timeline, or ahead of the place they're in their timeline. And I can say that I was no different. I'm going to identify what's going on now as a download. People will say a download from the universe, or I call it sweet whisperings from spirit, or the universe is telling me to stop bullshitting. Really, this is an idea I've been had, like I said, for at least 4 or 5 years ago, because I know how important this space is for people. I myself, I can say, I need this for me, if I was the viewer, and anything I say in here, or speak on in here, give advice in here, is really, like I tell everybody, is really advice to myself, first and foremost. I'm no teacher, I'm no spiritual master, I'm not sure if I ever will be, However, what I can say is, I'm just a student who's sharing the knowledge that they're gaining. Life is about everyone teaching each other. I'm not gonna have the answers. I'm not gonna know everything. You're not gonna know everything. And the best thing that we can do is teach each other. You may have a lesson I haven't learned yet. I may have a lesson you haven't learned yet. So, to create an atmosphere where people can truly speak on what's bothering them and get the support of a community that's judge-free is highly needed. So, just like I'll be checking in on you guys and trying to figure out what I can do to help you guys, or what needs to be talked about, or, what can be discussed. I encourage you guys to do the same for me. Like I said, I'm no spiritual master. I'm just a student willing to learn and share what I learned, Just like in school, you always had that, let's say you have two very intelligent kids. One doesn't want to share his answer, and there's another guy who doesn't care who he shares them answers with. As long as you're willing to understand why I got those answers. That's where I'm at right now. So again, I just want to apologize for the delay of how long this took. But we here, and I can confidently say we won't be going anywhere other than here. Whatever problems you have and you want to discuss, or you want me to make a video about it or discuss it with you just in the comments, just comment them below. You want ideas of what to talk about? Comment below. This predominantly, I wanted this to be the safe space and safe place for men to be able to illustrate and communicate what's going on. I mean, I'm sure every man knows, there's a different lens on being a man. You are to be Superman at all times. You are to be invulnerable, if that's even a word, And this is a place where people can be vulnerable. This is a place where men can be human, where we can have emotion, where we can exist and have problems just like any other. Not any other, there's only one more, female. You guys are welcome to be here too, women. But please understand that I don't want to sound like a dictator or anything, but we won't be tolerating any slandering, even from other men. There won't be any tolerating any slandering or putting down of people because of the current situation, current state that they're in, or the current problems that they're facing. So you will be getting your ass booted up out of here if you are bringing negative energy. This is an all positive energy space. Like I said, everybody's welcome to be here. Everybody has problems. Everybody needs a safe space that they can iterate, communicate what's going on in their lives. So, like I said, this is just the first video, and the first video has to be an honest introduction and apology for such a delay. As you see, I don't have any perfect background. I always thought maybe I had to be in the woods, walking around, talking to people be in the car talking. I'm just going to be wherever I can be. This is episode 1. You may not know you may not know me, but just know it's love, man. You are not alone. And the biggest thing I'm trying to say is what I would like this to become is a community that comes together and becomes a supporting army for everybody who is at war with whatever you're at war with. So like I said, any ideas, anything that's bothering you now, just go ahead and hit the comments, man. No one will be judging you. And if they do, like I said, I'm deleting that shit. They're going to be up out of here quick as hell. Because that's not what we're doing. We won't be attacking each other. Only advice, only fellowship, and only ideas on how we can improve and make things better for us all. Like I said, I feel like this safe space, this safe place is needed. And I can't keep delaying it being created, or that there being a space for that. I would say the reason why I'm saying all this is because over the last few days, I've been getting those downloads, those spiritual messages, those sweet somethings whispered in my ear from the Creator, from Uni, the universe. I like to call her Uni. I learned that too from somebody else. It just sounds sweet, you know what I'm saying? The reason I was saying that is just to give you the background on why I'm just doing it right now. Also, watch the guy. I'll probably try to figure it out and tag it in here or something. Consuming as much positive information as I possibly can. In order to rewire your brain, you have to feed it positivity, pure positivity. We live in a world with in a negative space, to be honest with you. And that's all by design, of course. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, you know now. And so the reason I'm saying all that is I watched a video, I think that was yesterday or the day before. I'm not really good with time. I kind of operating outside of the paradigm of time and the third dimension of time. We may get into that over here, maybe another channel for conversations like that. Like I said, whatever y'all want to talk about, we'll talk about it here. But mostly, we want to give the opportunity for people to express themselves and to figure out ways to improve things. Because the only thing that matters, bro, whether where you at right now it's not where you are right now that matters. It's about the road and path you're willing to take to get to where you want to be. which, as Nero says, another person I've been following recently, or following his teaching, should I say, and that's all that matters is how we get to your desired reality. I just want this to be, like I said again, a space where people can communicate, fellowship, and figure things out. Because like I said, it doesn't matter where you are right now. All that matters is that you're putting your best effort forward to get to where you want to be, your desired reality. Like I said, much love, man. Want to talk about anything, hit me up or anything. Hopefully, and I'm not going to be posting this on social media, but if that is part of you feel the need to do that to help someone else, then that's perfect. I just wanted to organically reach whoever's going to reach. I want this to help whoever's going to help. I don't want to force or put pressure on myself or put any pressure on this blowing up. Because if this only reached one person, to get one view, one subscriber, one like, whatever, as long as I know that it helps somebody, that's enough for me. That's the whole purpose of this. Like I said, it's not to be known, it's not to be recognized, and it's not to be famous or anything of the sort. It's just to give people the opportunity to express themselves without worrying about being judged or about, you can drop the arm here. You know why? Because once again, we're building a community of support that we can go to war together to resolve those issues that we're facing. But I ain't gonna hold you too long, because this video already now is 12 minutes and 30 seconds somehow. I may cut it down, I may chop it, it may just be raw like this. Like I said, anything you want me to talk about, please put it down below. It'll help me help us, Like I said, this information is not only for you, but for me. I have plenty of these that I've just been recording, and certain things that's come to me I just spoke on, and now I'm going to be actually putting those out, and I may even remake them just to, so I'm not saying so many of the same things, because I know I repeated myself probably 4 or 5 times in this video. So anyway, I hope you guys have a lovely day, man, and just know that now you're no longer alone, man. Now you don't have to worry about expressing yourself to the wrong people. You don't have to worry about being judged for where you are, or how you feel, or how you're dealing with things. We will challenge you to be better with what you're dealing with. That's for sure. There's no just communicate and no action behind it, because what's the point of that? But anyway, this first video, we'll have the rest of our lives maybe to talk. So have a good night, good morning, good day. Most importantly, we're going to have a good life, in a good space, in a good place where we feel safe to communicate. Oh, that was nice. Yeah, off the top of the dome. All right, y'all. So also, because I didn't touch on this. Whoa, pause. I didn't elaborate on this, should I say. The other messages that I got from, Spirit, or I just know that's what most people say, so I know it would be easier for you guys to understand it in that term. But like I said, it's just, I call them downloads, or just them sweet somethings, man, whispered in your ear. You hear a voice, it's telling you, it's your internal voice for sure. This avatar is the temple of God in most texts, and if this is the temple of God, who's operating it? That's that voice you hear in your head. That's who's operating it. That's God in a sense. God is within you. God is the energy and the driving force that navigates this avatar. Most people say God is the highest form of consciousness, and he's getting a human experience through lending his power and energy to us all on a daily basis. It's probably the fastest way God can experience this world that he created, Anyway, so to piggyback on the messages that I got, like I said, I watched a video yesterday that said I didn't even finish elaborating on that, but it's a YouTube video where Buddy said, just stop consuming and start creating. that kind of hit close to home, you know. Because like I said, I've been avoiding this or putting this off because of the imagery behind of starting, you know, or people judging me from how things look from where I'm starting. Last night I went to sleep. Well, of course I did. We all went to sleep. Some of us didn't. Some of you are still up right now, getting to it, or letting your mind work you. So, you know, once again, welcome to the safe space, the safe place. Whatever's bothering you, let us know, man. Let the community know. We're going to build a community one way or another. If it's only 2 of us, that's still a community. If it's 3 of us, community. If it's you, the other person that's watching this, and me, that's the community. You know, we riding and we rolling together till it's all over. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, back to the whole thing of why I wanted to say that. Last night, before I decided that it's time to go to bed, I was hit with, you know, people call them spiritual numbers, numerology, angel numbers, and those were 333. So basically, just to give you, I see those. I see numbers all the time. You know, the synchronicities. I see those literally all day, throughout the day. Probably for like the last, I'm gonna say, if I was supposed to put this out 4 or 5 years ago, it's been at least 2 to 3 years that I've just been seeing them all the time, everywhere. Anyway, now I'm at the 333 mark. It's time to say it again. So last night, like I said, I was going to bed. I purchased some car parts, whatever, to work on my car, and you know, the balance in my account after that purchase was 333. That's the number I seen, you know. So, which is, you know, I looked up what it was, whatever, you know, or what people say it is, because once again, from the teachers that I learned from Nero, you can make these spiritual numbers mean anything. There are no truths in reality, only half truths. Whatever the subconscious mind believes is true is what will become true, and which will resonate true as in your world and your universe. But back to what I'm saying. So the 333 came up. I researched it real quick, and it basically just says follow your intuition. You know, that's the biggest thing. Because you know, my car experiencing trouble almost knocked me back into my old frequency. Of where, you know, you get irritated, the negative energy comes. But thankfully, like I said, from these teachings from Nero and whatnot, I've been able to cast that old frequency aside, because that's not me anymore. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to start thinking life is going to go terrible for me. I'm not going to stress out anymore over things that are out of my control. Control what you can control. And that in turn will still create the reality that you want to be in and see. But back to it. So 333, trust your intuition, trust into the things that you're naturally good at, and push forward in your ideology. Because my idea was, okay, so because I would do DoorDash to make money and whatnot. So with my car being down, I'm not gonna be able to do DoorDash, right? So now I'm panicking in my head slightly at the moment, like, what can I do? How I'm gonna do this? That's why I said, like, you start to get negative, and then that in turn creates the reality that you're in. With these negative thoughts, it creates negative energy. Emotion is the strongest energy that's out there in the universe. It's energy, emotion. That's what emotion is, you know. And that creates. So I got a quote that says, I will have to find it. Let me see if I can. But it says, your thoughts invoke emotion, and how you feel is the energy flowing that makes shit real. That's my quote. You know what I'm saying? The reason I say that is, once again, I have to check that energy, I have to check that old frequency, because it's not me no more. I'm not operating from that mind space of when things go wrong, it's only going to get worse. No, when things go wrong, it's an opportunity for things to get better. You know? We have the opportunity and choice to make to create or transmute, if you will, negativity into positivity, dark into light, bad things into good things, even though there's no such thing, you know. Like, once again, I'll have another channel, podcast, whatever these are called, I don't know, just doing them now, called All Right Now, called The Knowing. And we'll be discussing things like this, like what I've been learning and stuff like that, because they say there's no good and bad, there's no dark and light. I think it's called the law of polarity. They're both the same thing. It's just a different rate of vibration. Like how you respond in any situation, it could either be good or bad depending on you, your rate of vibration, your frequency, and what you can get or make out of that. So, keep that in mind. But again, because now somehow we're at 8:19, and I told you guys 333 at 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Let's get back to the topic at hand, right? So, like I said, my counterbalance was that, and once again, like I said, it said trust your intuition, lean into the gifts that you are good at naturally, and into the insight. So, once again, the reason I said all this is because my car going down had me starting to create a negative energy. When things go wrong, I'm only thinking they're only going to get worse. That stress, that energy comes, and it creates that reality. But we're not doing it. So, with a clear mind and able to process things of, like I said, once again, the law of polarity, there's no different. They're both the same things. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, I'm no spiritual master. But instead of thinking, oh, this is going to be a problem, it's going to put me further behind, this is going to stress me out, it's not fair that I'm not going to be able to create the funding that I want. No, we use the opposite of that. What is the good that this can be? This could be the opportunity that we need to dive in and fully create the reality that we want. And saying that because I took that as a download of God or a universe or spirit, whatever, whoever you're in contact with, or whoever you have an understanding of, is telling me to stop ignoring what they're telling me, which was to start this content. Let's not say content. I don't like the way that sounds. Let's start this movement. Like I said, I'm 4 or 5 years behind on doing this alone, and I have other things that I will be working on, but that's not what this channel was for. So it was just, once again, reassurance to go after what your thought is. So when you see those angel numbers, they usually say whatever your thought process is, it's pertaining to that. So my thought process was, maybe I just need to lock in on all the stuff that I want to do, that I'm trying to do, that I'm trying to bring to life, the businesses that I have been creating over this time. It's time to push those as a primary instead of as a secondary, operating in the background. Sorry for this gummy bear, but it had its ass, and I probably have some in this video. Anyway, so that was the 333 then, right? So that's cool. Then I wake up. I went to sleep at 12, right? So then I wake up. It's around 3 something. Cool. So I get on my phone So I wake up in the middle of the night. I just needed a nap anyway, so I can continue to get to all the artwork, all the things that I'm being called to do, So we're not going to let that negative situation, or the way that we interpret it as negative, to hinder us from being great, hinder us from doing what we need to do. And once again, with that being said, I woke up. It's around 3 something. I had to restart my phone. Right now I'm recording this on my phone. I was working on some designs in my phone for some clothing stuff and stuff like that, and chopping up videos and CapCut and all type of stuff. So in order to get the best out of my phone, I have to do a RAM boost, which is it uses your open storage to create a faster phone, essentially. I don't know, everybody knows, not technical with that. And when you do that, it has to restart. So I restarted my phone, right? I'm doing whatever I'm doing. About time the next time I picked up my phone, what's the next fucking numbers I see? 333. Boom. So once again, I just, those messages got me to this point right now. I don't know what time it is now. It's 4:33. So from that time to recording this, from 3:33, it's gotten me to record this first video, this first message, to get it out there. And I just wanted to also put that out there too for people to understand the whole context of starting now. That's why I'm in my room right now. My daughter's asleep, and I can no longer worry about what things look like, especially when I know of what impact this could have for people, what this could do for people. So yeah, that was it. I just had to throw that in there too. And after this, I'm going to take a picture, or not a picture, but a video of what I was talking about as far as the mantras that I create. You can do it too. I mean, if you guys want me to make you one or something, and you want to support and buy one or whatever, but it's much freer if you do it yourself, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's all I want to add into there. Once again, have a good night, good day, and enjoy the journey, man. Whether it's stressing you out or it's uplifting you, remain the same. The wise man is the same in pain and pleasure. We'll tap on that too. I think that might be our third video. I have a topic for the second one. Like I said, please, if you want me to talk about something or you have something that's bothering you, please comment it, and I'm gonna do my best to address it. Either talk to you in the comments or create a video if it's enough people who need it, or if I need it. I told you this is not just for y'all, but for me. So yeah, this is what I was speaking on. As you can see, it's just a picture frame with some important quotes and words in it. I have plenty of them, but this is what I was talking about. Your thoughts invoke emotion, and how you feel is the energy flowing that makes it real. So if it was just a lesson, why are you stressing? I got plenty of them, Also, like I was saying, is we're not worried about, because I know the quality of this is going to look terrible. We're not worried about the quality. We have to start. We have to get this out. We have to begin. I have plenty of equipment and stuff that the quality will be better. Probably the second episode is going to be probably incredible from that part. Quality, the video quality, lighting, all that. Maybe background will look better, all type of stuff. But like I said, the reason I have to apologize in the beginning is just because of the delay. Now, I'm putting the video off because I want it to look better. I'm putting the video off because I don't want to see people to see my current situation or current estate or whatever that may be, and we don't give a fuck about that. Like I said, that doesn't matter. Start. Get to whatever it is you need to do, regardless of what it looks like, what people may say, what people may think. Because it doesn't matter where you are, it just matters where you're going, where you will end up being, or who you end up being. Anybody putting someone down because of their current state, it's because they haven't become comfortable with themselves in their current state. And that's a bar. Write that down. And that's what Nero would say. I'm gonna figure out my own saying for that, but